we can look at some of the things that are coming into CSS3, where you can have a box shadow, for example, that goes around the box, and then you can make it fuzzy, and you can say that it should be all around the box and not just on the sides. And these things can be done now without using any Photoshop or any other image languages. This is just using CSS, and you can see the code here. It's quite simple.
Inside.
Inside, that's right. You said inset. It added inset. There's just one word difference here between these two versions, and then you have sort of this very distinct look, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
Then you can have two of them. You can have both inset and on the outside, so you can get this fuzzy effect around it. And then we also have rounded corners in CSS3. That's right. So, and I can show you a few things more.
Opera.
This is the Opera logo. It looks like the Opera logo. This is actually a transition. This is a thing that
it's flash.
It changes its appearance when you hover over it. I'll give you another example first. You see how these things move dynamically? Typically, you would have to use JavaScript for something like this. But now we're adding this to CSS so that you can do these kind of dynamic effects without writing any JavaScript code. It's quite simple CSS code you can do to make these transitions. Another thing is web fonts, where you point to a font file that's on the web somewhere, and then the browser will fetch that font file and use it in displaying the page. And here we have you see, this is a font. I can select this text, but it looks like something that would be an image.
Yeah.
So there's so much creative fonts out there that people have made and made available to use for free, but we haven't been able to take advantage of those until now, when browser have added support for TrueType in the browser itself. And here we have combined the font with the rounded borders, you see, and the shadow behind it. So this is an example of an effect that it can be done entirely in CSS without any image programs, and it looks pretty good. You can see that this could change how the web pages we make here look. Here's another small example. This is a menu that I found on oops. Let's see. This is a menu that I found on the Apple page, actually. And this looks pretty good. I mean, it has these shadows, and it has a little bit of gradient here, and it has rounded things, and this is done as an image today. But it can be done. Here's almost the same, just done using CSS. There's no images here, and you can see that I can select this text, and when I hover over it, it changes, and it has the roundedness in the corners and the shadows. So these effects can now be done. If you use CSS3, they can be done entirely in HTML and CSS. You don't need any JavaScript, and you don't need any